Hi, this is Pastor Steve with an encouraging word. This past Sunday, I preached on grace. Now, you may not remember the sermon. You may not have tuned in to watch it. That's okay. I'm going to share a little bit more about grace today, because I think the grace of God is so important. It's God's grace in all its many forms that helps us along life's way. When we're anxious or afraid, God gives grace, which gives us hope. When we have big decisions to make, God's grace comes as wisdom or counsel. When we've fallen short, messed up, God's grace comes as forgiveness. God's grace takes many different forms depending on our needs. I think back to Exodus chapter 3 when Moses encountered God at the burning bush. Moses asked God his name, and God says, "I am who I am." Yahweh would be the Hebrew. I am who I am. It sounds a little puzzling. But some translators expand it to say, I am who I need to be for my people. The God of peace when we need peace. The God of hope when we need hope. The God of joy when we would despair. The God of grace in all its many forms. The God of love calls us his children, claims us as his own. During these times of sheltering and isolation, we still need grace. But grace changes, or our needs change from day to day, and God's there to meet those needs. Let me read you one of my favorite verses from Lamentations chapter 3, verses 22 and 23. The steadfast love of the Lord never changes. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is God's faithfulness. They are new every morning. Every day we receive the grace we need. Now, I tell people that God does not give grace for the 1,001 things you think might happen, our fears and worries about so many different things that, for honest, never take place. God doesn't really give grace for what could be. God gives grace for what is. God doesn't give grace for what might happen. God gives us grace for what does. And so this day, you might need grace to persevere when you're getting tired and discouraged of being isolated. You might need grace to step out and do some things you haven't done as restrictions lift. God gives grace for that encouragement. God's grace comes in the ways we need it because we have many different needs. And it's good to know that whatever your situation today, whatever might happen, God's grace is there for you. God will help you. God will guide you. God will always and ever love you. Because his mercies, his grace never comes to an end. It's new every morning and new for you today to meet you at the place of your need, because God's the God who loves you today and tomorrow and always. Thanks be to God indeed. This is a word of encouragement from Pastor Steve.